Hi all, welcome back to the channel. Today we will look at GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is a AI-powered coding assistant which will enhance your productivity by a lot. As this is a guide video, we will start from introduction to installation, then we will move on to some of the basic features of GitHub Copilot. Then we will see prompt engineering basics. Then we will move on to slash commands, chat variables, and chat participants. Then we will look at the three modes which GitHub Copilot has: ask mode, edit mode, and agent mode. Then we will see some of the commonly asked questions and concerns, and then we will conclude the session. So let's start. GitHub Copilot is branded as AI pair program. You just have to choose your compatible IDE, your preferred LLM, and then you are just good to go. Let's see the reason why we should use GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot will provide you speed. It will give you code completions. It will write boilerplate code for you. It will reduce your coding time. Then there is learning. It will help you be familiar with a language which you are not familiar with. It will provide you the correct syntax and idioms. Third is automation. It will handle your mundane tasks, whatever you do in day-to-day life. If it is very easy, it will handle them. If it requires a little bit help, you can put prompts, help it, and it will be able to do it for you. It will also help you in debugging and multi-file edits. We will look at that in the coding examples. And last but not least, it is very versatile. It has support of a lot of language like Python, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, and many more. It is a very low possibility that you are working on something and you will not have Copilot supported. For the installation of GitHub Copilot, I'm not going in that deep because it is very simple. You just have to click on the extension button of your any IDE, be it VS Code, be it IntelliJ, and you have to search for GitHub Copilot. As you can see, I have already installed it. Once it is installed, you just have to log in with your GitHub account. A 8-digit string will be there in your IDE, which you have to add there, which will give your IDE permission to access GitHub Copilot. And then you are good to go. Let's look at the plans and pricing of GitHub Copilot. We have three plans here. One is free, which is free for everyone. One is Pro, which is 10 USD per month. And there is a Pro Plus, which is 39 USD per month. In free, you have limitations of code completions, agent mode, and other things. Pro will have all the feature of free subscription, and there are other features. So it doesn't have any limits on agent mode, as you can see, and you can read more on it. Pro Plus plan has everything which Pro has, and it will give you access to many more recent models which are available on GitHub Copilot, and there will be a lot of premium requests also. And there is a coding agent preview also is available in Pro Plus plan. Let's look at the core features which GitHub Copilot provides us. First one is code completions. It will suggest us the code as we type based on the context of open files. The second one is Copilot Chat. It has a chat mode in which we can have a conversation with the LLM we have chosen, and it will explain us the code, it will generate us the code, it will fix the code, and it will do much more things. We will look at this in the mode section. The next feature is Copilot Edits. It will allow us multi-file edits with two modes, edit mode and agent mode. Both are quite different. We will look at them in further sections. The next one is inline chat. You can provide inline context or inline prompts using inline chat in Copilot. We will also see that. The next feature is custom instructions. You can predefine your coding standards in a copilot-instruction.md file. It will act as a persistent context for your GitHub Copilot to follow. We will also look at that. The next feature is prompt files. You can store your reusable prompts in the files and ask Copilot to use it. These are some of the basic features or core features we have. We also have many more features we will see in further sections, and we will also cover all these sections in the VS Code and IntelliJ. So let's move on to prompt engineering section. Prompt engineering is the key to get good results from Copilot. So if you don't know, prompt is a natural language instruction which will guide your AI to give better results to you. So the better your prompt is, the better results you will get back. Let's look at the basics or tips and tricks, you can say, for giving good prompts. So the first step is be specific. You have to write descriptive comments in your Copilot. So here is an example of descriptive comment. I have written Python reverse a string using slicing. There are many ways to reverse string in Python, but I have specified slicing. Copilot has suggested writing this method, so I have written, and as you can see, it has used slicing to reverse the string. This example is very small, but you can use this tip in your bigger projects and you will get better results with Copilot. If you write descriptive comments, if you describe your problem more clearly to Copilot, it will write a better function. The second one is providing context. There are many ways to provide context in Copilot. Let's see. The first one is using descriptive method names. So if your method name is quite descriptive, like I have used here, reverse string using slicing, it is clearly telling Copilot that it has to write a Python function which will reverse the string using slicing. As you can see, it has given the results using just a descriptive method name and nothing else. The next way to give context is use import statement. So if you add import statements like this, let's say I have added import random, and now Copilot knows that it has to use random as a library in something. Here I have given a prompt, generate a random number between 1 and 100. It has given me the results and it is also suggesting me to print it. It is a way to give context to Copilot that you have to generate a random number between 1 and 100 using random module. So the next step is break down your task. This is one of the best tips you can use if you are creating a very huge project. Then remember to not give the whole prompt in one go. If you are giving the whole prompt in one go, AI is more likely to hallucinate. So instead, break down your task into smaller tasks, which you also do when you code previously, that you were breaking down your big task into smaller tasks and doing everything serially one by one by one. You have to do the same for Copilot. If you want to create something big, break down your task, give it to Copilot one by one, and it will be able to give you much better results than if you are giving the whole prompt in one go. So check this out. If I want to create a number guessing game, our program will generate a number between 1 to 100 and then a user will guess the number. If it has guessed right, it will win, otherwise it will not win. So instead of giving the whole prompt in one go, I will be giving Copilot multiple steps. I have given the prompt to generate a number between 1 and 100 first. So it has imported random and it is writing a function to generate a random number. The next prompt I have given is add a loop to guess it with user input. So as you can see, it has added guess the number function and you have your number guessing game in just 2 prompts. So the next step is use examples. Every developer writes codes in his own style. Copilot learns that style and then it will try to code in the same style. I have written a function add here. It is very simple. I have not used any error handling or nothing. I will ask Copilot to write me the same subtract function using the same style. I have asked Copilot to write the same subtract function like this, and as you can see, it has written the same. The one thing to look at is it has not done any error handling, like I have also not done anything here. Here I have given input as apple and banana in the list, and the output will be a comma separated string of the elements in the list. Let's see what Copilot gives us. As you can see, it has written a function join strings. It has chosen the name also. It knows from this input and output pattern that it is a function to join a string, hence it has named it this. It has written the logic also, and if you provide good context, it will give you good results. The last but not least, define code with follow-ups. If you have given some prompt to Copilot and it has not given you good results, you can give one more command to Copilot to do whatever it has done wrong. With help of that, it will understand your coding style and your way of approaching the problems, and it will also learn from it. I have written a prompt to read a CSV file and return the content as a list of dictionaries. It is importing CSV module. If you see this function, it is quite correct, but I will refine it with some prompt and you will see how Copilot will change the results. One more thing I want to highlight is writing prompts like this are called inline prompts. There are 2 ways to give inline prompts to Copilot. One is writing comments like this, and the second way is using inline chat. Select the code and press Ctrl I and you have your inline chat ready. I have given it an instruction to add error handling to this code in case file not found. Also, you can select your model from here. Also, if you are running a model in your local, you can connect Copilot with your model very easily. Let's see the changes Copilot has done based on my prompt. It has added error handling here. I will accept this. I want to show you 2 more features of Copilot which are very awesome. The first one is Copilot instructions.md5. You can think of it as project-based persistent context for Copilot. You can write your tech stack, your coding style, anything which you want Copilot to remember when it is doing any task on your project. So basically it is a project based file. You can create this file in .github folder and you can name this file as copilot-instructions.md. You can see I have written basic things which I need in my Python projects, like using Puppet style guidelines and the basic coding guidelines which I want Copilot to follow when it is generating my code. The next one is prompt files. Prompt files can store reusable prompts which you can use again and again to give instruction to Copilot. I have created a prompt file here. I won't be reading it. You can read it by pausing the video if you want. But I will be using this prompt to tell Copilot what I need. As you can see here, I have asked Copilot to generate a Python function using this prompt file. It has generated the function using my prompt file. So that's how you use prompt file to give your Copilot instructions. Let's look at the three very important concepts in Copilot, which are slash commands, chat variable, and chat participants. I have used this workspace chat participants in the last example, and you might not know why it is used there. We'll go through basic slash commands, chat variables, and chat participants. I will explain you the most important ones we use, and rest you can go through yourself and you will be able to understand, because I will be explaining you the purpose of these slash commands, chat variables, and chat participants, what they do and when you have to use them. So let's go through slash commands. Slash commands are predefined actions created in Copilot, so you don't have to add your natural language prompt to Copilot every time. So these are the basic actions we use in everyday life. We want Copilot to explain us things, so you don't have to write the whole prompt of explaining, and if you just write /explain, Copilot will do the same thing. It will understand you want it to explain you the code which you have selected. The same with fix, the same with test, and the same with doc, and the same with every slash command. So slash command's purpose is to trigger a specific task without you have to write a natural language prompt for it for Copilot to understand. Because these are the basic prompt written by everyone, Copilot team is kind enough to create actions for us, so we don't have to write prompt every time. We can just write slash commands and it will work. Let's move on to demo of slash commands. Here I have a function. I will start with /explain. /explain will, as the name suggests, will explain you the code. You can see here I have just written /explain and I will be hitting it. Copilot has explained me what my function does here. If you want, you can read it through by pausing the video. The next slash command is /fix. I have opened my inline editor and asked it to /fix and add type checking for the inputs. So let's see what it gives us. So this was my basic add function, and as you can see, it has added the type checking, so I will accept it. The next slash command is /test. As you can see, I have selected my function, opened my inline editor, and put /test here. So let's send it to Copilot. Copilot has triggered this action and created a test file for us. As we have not told any specific scenarios here, Copilot has itself thought of scenarios and added tests here. So we'll accept this. I have saved my file here in my src test, and these are the tests written by Copilot. The next slash command is /doc. As the name suggests, it is quite simple. It will write documentation for you. I have done the same which I did with all the slash commands. I have selected my function, open my inline editor. After this slash commands, this slash command is just to trigger a specific operation. And here, if you want to add something to this, something specific which you want Copilot to know before it generates the documentation, you can add it here. I don't have anything to add, so I will be just send it to Copilot. Copilot has written the documentation for me, and it is quite good. I will accept it. Let's move on to chat variables. Chat variables are there to give Copilot the context. There will be three main chat variables you will be seeing. One is #file, #selection, and #codebase. I have written this prompt. As you can see, no file is open in my editor, so Copilot is not getting context from the open files. I have specifically given the file name here to Copilot at this, and I have asked what is the purpose of the file. This #file, as you can see, is giving Copilot context that which file it has to give the purpose for. You can see that Copilot has used context of this file and gave us the purpose here. We will move on to #selection. #selection will give this selected code context to Copilot. I have written #selection here, but in Copilot, it has transformed to this format. So they have converted the #selection to #file, and then the file name and the line number which I have selected from 2 to 17, you can see here, and I have asked it to optimize my code. You can do the same in your inline chat editor also, but for this I will be showing you here. Copilot has optimized this function. You can put this code, whatever Copilot has suggested in your code editor using this button, and then you can just keep it. The next chat variable is hashtag codebase. Hashtag codebase is used to give product context to GitHub Copilot. It will be used for project-wide queries. You can check my prompt here. I have given the whole codebase context to Copilot, and I asked it to list all the function related to mathematical operations. If you see the results, it is giving results from multiple files. It is not only giving the results from the open file here, which is automatically added to the context, but it is giving results from the whole code base where all the mathematical queries are there. So if you have queries related to the broader context level of code base, you can use hashtag codebase and tell your Copilot use the whole code base as your context. Let's move on to the third and most important features or concept in Copilot, which is chat participants. The purpose of chat participants are to invoke special expertise that Copilot has, or you can say to tell Copilot to use domain specific knowledge it has. Check this out. I have written this prompt. I have told Copilot to use this workspace chat participant and suggest me a new mathematical function to add to mathutils explain.py file. @workspace is very similar to hashtag codebase we used. Hashtag codebase will only focus on your code file, but @workspace will also help you with project structure, your configuration files, and many more things, which is much broader than hashtag codebase. It is a way of telling Copilot that use your workspace wide domain expertise and suggest me a new function to add to this file and get all the context of the workspace and write me the new mathematical function which will match whatever code I have written to this file. It has given me the results. As you can see, there is no open files here, so there is no way for Copilot to get context. But as I have used @workspace, it already has the context. It has used its workspace wide capabilities or domain knowledge. I will be adding this function to the ID. The next participant is @terminal, is one of my favorite participant. It will use the domain specific knowledge for terminal, giving us help in using terminal operations if we don't know how to do. So one of the example here is I have told Copilot to use this chat participant @terminal. Use whatever knowledge you have for @terminal and tell me how do I run this unit test case. Copilot has suggested that we run these commands to run my unit test. If you don't know something in terminal how to do it, you can use this @terminal participant and ask Copilot that how do I do it, and it will tell you the answer very quickly. The next participant is @VS Code. This participant will help you with VS Code commands, API and features. If you see my prompt, I have asked Copilot to use the knowledge of VS Code chat participant and help me configure a debugger for my project. Copilot has given us simple steps to follow and we will be able to set up a Python debugger for our project. So that's it with these three concepts. So this is the summary table and I have written a basic summary of this. We saw slash commands and we know they trigger a specific task. The next one we saw was chat variables and we know that it is there to provide context to Copilot. The third one is chat participants and we use it to tell Copilot to use domain specific knowledge or invoke specialized expertise in terminal or VS Code or in your workspace. Let's look at the three modes we have for GitHub Copilot. The first one is ask mode, the second one is edit mode, and the third one is agent mode. Copilot has created these three modes for different workflow and purposes, and choosing what mode to use depends on your task. Let's understand each mode one by one. The first one is ask mode. Ask mode we were already using in all the demos you were seeing. Ask mode is a conversational mode in which you will ask your Copilot questions. You can learn from it. You can generate a code. You can ask it to generate some code snippets or tests for you. There are different ways to give context and which participant to use and which action to trigger, as we have already seen in ask mode. So when you will use ask mode, when you are learning something, doing some quick prototyping, adding some quick test, adding some quick changes or fixes to your code base without committing to the code editor, that's when it is ideal to use ask mode. Let's move to edit mode. Edit is one of the most used tools when you already have a code base and you want to do some targeted changes to your code base. For the demo of edit mode, we will be using a Java project I have created. You can see the project structure. I have created one order controller and order service, and this is my demo application. This is a very basic application just created for the demo. So let's switch to edit mode and I will be selecting my working set here. It will be my order controller, order service, and my POM file. This is the prompt I will be giving Copilot for the edit mode to add logging with SLF4J. Unlike ask mode, edit mode will directly do the changes in my editor. So you can go here and review what are changes it has done to your code. It has imported SLF4J here and it has done the changes I asked it. So I will be accepting it. I will be reviewing this also. Similar changes it has done here also. I will be accepting it. Also it has added dependencies into my POM file and then did the changes in both the classes, which is very cool. So I will be accepting these changes, and with just a simple prompt I have added logging into my application. So when to use your edit mode, it will do very precise changes to the working set of file which we have provided here. So if you want to use this mode, try to add all the file which will need changes because of your prompt, and it will do very clean and precise changes for you. Let's move on to agent mode. Agent mode is an autonomous mode which will plan your changes and edit multiple files. If you don't have file, it will create them. It will run commands. If some error occurs, it will check if the error has occurred and it will try to resolve the error itself. Obviously there are risky operations and we cannot let LLM do anything. So agent mode has a feature of asking users before every action it does. So you are still on driver's seat, you are reviewing whatever changes it is doing. It is asking you permission to do some action. If you approve, it will do that, otherwise it will not do that action. This is a different workspace, and this is the prompt I am using for agent mode. I have switched to the agent mode here. I will be giving it the prompt to generate a Spring Boot RESTful CRUD application for managing books with endpoints for create, read, update and delete operations, and package name it can use this. So Copilot has created the application as I wanted. It has created 3 files. One is book.java, which is the model of the book. If we see, this is the model of the book. I have not specified anything for the model, so it has created a generic model. We will accept this. This is the basic repository it has created. It has added all the operations I asked here, as you can see, and so we'll be accepting it. We'll go to the third file, which is book controller. So I will be accepting it. I have asked some more things for my Copilot agent to do, which is create whole project structure using Maven. I have not specified any Maven or Gradle here, so it has not created it, but it has created what I have asked for automatically. Copilot has created 2 new files, which is pom.xml for our Spring Boot dependencies and the main application file for our Spring Boot. So let's review them. This is the basic Spring Boot application file, so we'll accept it. Copilot has created the whole POM file for us. It has also added the dependencies for Spring Boot starter app, which we use for creating REST APIs very fast. Also it has added the dependency for test, and also it has added Spring Boot Maven plugin, so we'll accept it. So with just a couple of prompts you can create the whole application autonomously. So as you saw, it didn't create my POM file and main application, and without them my project will not even start. I gave it a prompt to add them and it autonomously added them. With this I want to show you that if it does some mistake, you can give it one more prompt for it to resolve that mistake. And the most important part is you have to review the code it is writing, you have to review the files it is creating, and you have to review everything. You will be still at the driver's seat because most of the mundane tasks will be taken care by agent mode. One more good thing of agent mode is it can run commands and everything on its own, but it will ask you every time before it runs the command. If you want to deep dive into agent mode, I have created an application using agent mode and there is a video on my channel, so you can definitely check that out if you want to dive deep into agent mode. So when you will use agent mode, you will use agent mode when you want to do complex autonomous multi-step tasks. You want to create multiple files from scratch, you want to build an app from scratch, you want to do a lot of refactoring, and maybe in that refactoring you will create new files from scratch. That's where it will be ideal to use agent mode. So let's move on to the summary. We had 3 modes. One is ask, edit and agent. Ask mode is best for quick questions, explaining and prototyping, and it is ideal for learning. Edit mode on the other hand, it is best for targeted multi-file edits. It is like a precision tool and it will give you precise control and you will be reviewing your code before applying. The third one, agent mode, will be used when you want to do complex multi-step tasks and it will be autonomous. It will handle the errors on its own. So you will still be on driver's seat here, but most of the heavy lifting will be done by agent mode. Let's move on to common questions and concerns. These are the 5 questions I found everywhere, so I added them in this section. So let's go through them one by one. So the first one is Copilot accurate? So the answer is Copilot accuracy actually varies. It is 43% correct on the first attempt for Python functions and it varies for other languages. So you have to be there in driver's seat and review everything it does. The second one is, can it handle unfamiliar languages? So yes, Copilot can handle a bunch of languages and it will help you learning syntax and idioms for the languages you are not familiar with. If you are a Python or Java developer and you don't know JavaScript, you can learn from Copilot. The third one is what about errors in agent mode? So as I already told you, agent mode itself see if there is an error or not when it even running a terminal command. If it finds the error, it will try to resolve the error itself and it will ask you to run the corrected command again. The fourth one is how to improve results. We have already talked about this. You can use specific prompts, instructions, prompt files, and you can experiment with different LLMs. Some LLM will be good for your task maybe, so you can use that and integrate with your Copilot. The fifth one is privacy concerns. People have concerns about privacy using Copilot. If you are in an organization, there may be chances that that organization is not using any LLM so that their code will be safe here and there. Copilot gives you features for configuring policies to block certain files for it to get context from. You can disable suggestion retention also. So there are configurations you can do to block Copilot to access the files which you don't want it to access. So let's conclude this session. In this session, we saw that GitHub Copilot is a powerful AI pair programmer, and it provides you features from simple code completions to creating the whole application by just a prompt using agent mode. In this session, we saw the main features of Copilot. We also saw the basics of prompt engineering, and the most important thing, we learned about the tools given by GitHub Copilot to you, which are slash commands, chat variables, chat participants, and the 3 modes which you have to choose what to use for your task. For that, we have understood the purpose of all the tools, so you can choose the best tool for your task. You can choose the best slash command, you can choose the best chat variable, you can use the best chat participant, and you can use the best mode for your task. With this guide, I'm confident that you will be able to understand the new features which GitHub Copilot will provide. If there is an upgrade added to the current tools, you will be able to understand the purpose of it. These videos take a long time to prepare, research, study, record and edit. So if you like this video and subscribe to my channel, it will be very helpful for me. So stay updated with the new updates and experiment to find what works best for your project. So see you next time and happy coding.